I've always believed silence is a kind of armor. If you don't speak, no one notices you. If no one notices you, no one can hurt you. At least that's the theory. In practice, silence just makes it easier for people like Derek to fill the space. "Yo, robot brain," he says as his shoulder slams into mine outside chemistry. My books go flying again. The laughter from his friends follows, quick and sharp, like coins hitting the floor. I crouch to pick up my notes before someone steps on them. He doesn't stop to help. He never does. "Sorry," I say, though I'm the one bleeding ink from my broken pen. He grins. "You should get a sturdier spine to go with that GPA." They walk off. I stay on the floor a second longer, pretending to reorganize, waiting for my pulse to stop hammering. People step around me like I'm a piece of furniture. Invisible. That's fine. I prefer it that way. By the end of the day, I've solved 3 people's math problems, written an English paragraph as an example for someone else, and eaten lunch alone in the corner of the library. Classic Monday. When the final bell rings, I take the long way home, past the park, through quiet streets where no one knows my name. My backpack feels heavier with every step. My head's full of equations and the echo of laughter that won't shut up. At home, I drop everything on the floor and boot up my PC. The world lights up. Ethereal Realms Online loads to its login screen, the logo pulsing like a heartbeat. The familiar music plays, the one I've heard so many times it feels like oxygen. I type my username, Lyrics, password, enter. The noise in my head fades. Lyrics isn't invisible. Lyrics commands raids, leads teams, wins championships. People listen when Lyrics speaks. He's everything Alan isn't. Within minutes, I'm standing in the misty expanse of Ethervale, the sky swirling with pixelated auroras. My guild's chat pings. "Lyrics, we missed you last night. Exams. I'm on now. Let's queue up." There's a rhythm I know, strategy, timing, focus. No tripping, no laughter at my expense. Only skill. When the match starts, my hands move faster than thought. Each keystroke feels like reclaiming something Derek stole during the day. We win. Of course we do. I'm about to log off when a new notification pops up. A direct message from someone I don't recognize. Rogue King. "Hey bro, help me, I suck." I blink. No greeting. No punctuation. Just desperation. "Excuse me? Saw your gameplay in ranked. You move like a ninja dude. I keep dying in the swamp level. Help?" I almost laugh. I get dozens of random messages every week. Fanboys, trolls, wannabe protégés. Normally, I ignore them. But something about the sheer confidence of "Hey bro, help me, I suck" makes me pause. Not sure I have time for coaching. Come on man, I'll pay you in appreciation and eternal gratitude. That's not currency. Okay fine, I can throw in a legendary sword if you help me survive more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes? That's impressive. Wow, you roast too, huh? Okay sensei, teach me your ways. I catch myself smiling, actually smiling, at the screen. His typing is chaotic, his spelling terrible, his energy pure chaos. The kind of personality that would normally make me mute someone in seconds. Instead, I queue up a private training map. Maybe because I'm bored. Maybe because he sounds so hopeless it's funny. Or maybe because, for once, it's nice to be the one holding the upper hand. Alright, rule 1. Stop running straight into enemy fire. I say through voice chat. His mic crackles. Bro, how am I supposed to dodge when I don't even know where they're shooting from? Maybe use your camera controls. They exist. Oh, right. Those. There's a beat of silence. Then, wait. This button? Oh God. Explosion. His avatar's health bar drops to 0. I snort. Congratulations. You've set a new personal record for fastest death. He groans. Lag. It's totally lag. My game froze. You saw that, right? Sure. I say, smiling despite myself. We play for another hour. He dies at least 30 times, but he keeps coming back, laughing after every failure. This is weirdly infectious. By the time we finally clear a stage, he's cheering like we've won a world championship. When I log off, I realize the clock says 2 a.m. My eyes sting. My cheeks ache from grinning too much. I close the game and stare at the blank desktop reflection of myself. Hair messy, dark circles under my eyes, still smiling like an idiot. Maybe silence isn't the only kind of armor. Maybe laughter works too, sometimes, even if it's coming from a loud, clueless stranger who can't tell left from right in a video game. The next morning, the world resets to gray corridors and heavy lockers. I move carefully through the crowd. Same noise, same smell of cheap deodorant and pencil shavings. Derek's laughter cuts through it like static. He spots me near the math wing, and for a second, I swear he's about to say something different. But then he just smirks and knocks my notebook from my hands. "Morning, genius." "Morning," I say, keeping my voice even. He frowns, maybe thrown off by the lack of reaction. Then he shrugs and walks away. I pick up my notebook and brush off the dirt. Inside, between the notes, my mind drifts back to last night's game. Rogue King, shouting, "I got this," right before getting ambushed. The way he laughed at his own failure. The way it didn't feel cruel. I shake my head. Ridiculous. Just some random player. Just a game. Next day, he massaged me. "Bro, you awake?" The 7 a.m. on a school day. "No," I replied. "Oh, so you're like a student. Got it. And you're like someone who doesn't understand time zones." Time zones are fake, bro, made up by big clocks. I groan into my pillow, half laughing, half regretting every life choice that led me to adding him as a friend. It's been a week since our first game, and somehow he's still here. Still loud. Still funny. Against my better judgment, I've been teaching him. A little. Okay, a lot. By the time I get home that evening, my inbox already has 5 new messages from him. All variations of "You on yet?" He's like an overeager puppy that learned how to type. The moment I log into ethereal realms, the familiar chaos begins. "Sensei, teach me your ways again. I swear I've improved," he shouts through voice chat. "You died to level 3 slimes last night. I was testing their aggression radius." I sigh. "You ran straight into their nest. Research purposes." "Sure." I queue up a cooperative match and try to explain the basics again. Spacing, cooldown timing, avoiding obvious traps. He listens for maybe 3 seconds before running headfirst into the next ambush. "Cover me," he yells. "You're 20 meters ahead of me. That's teamwork." He dies instantly. I press my forehead to my desk and wheeze out a laugh. "You're unbelievable." "Thank you," he says proudly. "Wait, was that a compliment or an insult?" "Yes." He laughs, loud and unfiltered, the kind of laugh that doesn't care who's listening. It fills my headset, my room, the quiet space in my chest that's usually just static. I don't realize how much I've been smiling until the match ends. By the 3rd round, we've lost so badly it's almost impressive. He blames lag. He always blames lag. There's something weirdly easy about talking to him. He's annoying, sure, but he's present. He doesn't sound like he's pretending to be someone else. Most people I meet online are either tryhards or ghosts. He's neither. He's just there, enjoying. That night, after we log off, my cheeks still ache from grinning. I fall asleep thinking about how stupid it is that a stranger's laugh can echo louder than my own thoughts. The next morning, reality reboots. I'm walking through the crowded hall toward history when something slams into my shoulder. Hard. The impact knocks me straight into the lockers. "Ow," I hiss, clutching my arm. "Watch where you're going, genius," Derek says, brushing past me with that usual smirk. His friends snicker, fading into the noise of the hallway. I grit my teeth. Same routine. Nothing new. But as I bend to pick up my notebook, my ears catch his voice again. Casual, teasing, slightly rough when he laughs. Familiar. Too familiar. That same rough edge, that same rhythm, the way Rogue King says "bro" like it's punctuation. The same tone that said, "Lag spike so bad my soul desynced." No, can't be. My stomach drops. I tell myself I'm imagining it. The odds are microscopic. There are thousands of players. Millions. It's not like the universe would be cruel enough to give my bully the same voice as my only online friend. Right? But the sound won't leave my head. Even in class, it replays Derek's laugh blending with Rogue King's. My brain keeps trying to separate them, but it can't. Every time Derek talks to his friends across the room, I swear I can hear the faint echo of, "Sensei, teach me your ways." I almost laugh at how absurd it is. Derek? The guy who mocks people for breathing too loudly? No way he'd play games like Ethereal Realms. He probably calls it nerd stuff. Still, the thought lingers. Like static. That night, I log in again. Rogue King's already online, spamming messages. "Coach, I learned something today." "What's that?" "Turns out, when you upgrade armor, it actually helps." Revolutionary discovery. "Bro, I'm basically a genius now." His laugh fills my headset again. The same one that haunted me all day. I freeze for half a second. It's uncanny. My pulse spikes, my mouth dry. For a wild moment, I want to ask him where he lives, what school he goes to, just to confirm. But that feels dangerous, too personal. If I'm wrong, I'll sound insane. If I'm right, I don't know what I'd do, so I stay quiet. Instead, I throw myself into the match, barking orders like I'm trying to drown out my thoughts. "Left flank, Rogue." "No, left. The other left." "Bro, I'm trying." "You're so bossy." He laughs. "Someone has to compensate for your chaos. Admit it. You'd miss me if I stopped dying." I roll my eyes, but the smile's already there. Maybe I am imagining things. Maybe the world isn't cruel. Maybe this is just my brain mixing two universes that should never meet. After midnight, I log off and sit in the dark for a long while, headset hanging around my neck. In one world, I'm Lyrics, calm, in control, untouchable. In the other, I'm Alan, quiet, bruised, cornered by people who don't even know me. But somewhere between the two, there's this loud, ridiculous voice that somehow makes both worlds feel a little less heavy. I shut down the computer, whispering to the empty room, "Who are you, Rogue King?" The question hangs there, unanswered, and I'm not sure I want to know. Still, when I get home, I already know I'll log in again. Rogue King is waiting for me the moment I log in. "Coach, you're late. I have a life outside this game." "Lies. This is your life. You're projecting." "Yeah, well, projection got me 3 kills yesterday." I laugh before I can stop myself. He always manages to make the world feel lighter, even when mine's been unbearably heavy. "Rough day?" he asks, voice softer than usual. "Yeah, just people being people," I say quietly. He hums, low in his mic. "People suck sometimes." That's a generous summary. He chuckles. "You want to talk about it?" "No," I lie. "Cool. Then I'll just keep dying repeatedly until you forget why you're sad." And he does. He charges into battle, screaming dramatically every time his health drops, narrating his own death scenes like a bad actor. I try to hold in my laughter and fail miserably. When the match ends, he says, "See, works every time." It does. Against all logic, it really does. The next day, reality sharpens again. I'm walking through the cafeteria, tray in hand, eyes on the floor, when Derek sticks out his foot. My knee hits the tile hard. The tray flips. Soup splatters everywhere. Laughter erupts. "Careful, robot brain. Don't short-circuit." Derek drawls. My ears burn. I grab my tray, my breath shallow. "It's fine," I mumble, though no one asked. It's muscle memory now, the silence, the endurance. If I speak up, it gets worse. If I fight back, I lose more than pride. So I swallow it all and let the noise pass over me. That night, I log in early, like I'm trying to outrun the day. Rogue King's voice greets me like static turned into sunlight. "Yo, I learned how to parry. Wanna see?" He fails immediately. "You're supposed to time it after they swing," I say, half laughing. "I did. The server just didn't respect my skill." "You don't have skill." "Rude." We spend hours in the training arena, him flailing, me coaching. It's ridiculous how natural it feels. Two voices in the dark, playing pretend inside glowing worlds. Then somehow the jokes fade. The conversation drifts. "You ever feel like you're just living the wrong version of yourself?" I ask before I can take it back. He's quiet for a moment. Then, "Every day." The words hit like a punch. There's no humor this time. Just honesty. He tells me about school, how he laughs with people he doesn't even like, how he acts tougher than he feels because it's easier than admitting he's lost. He says his family barely notices him anymore. Sometimes I log in here just so someone sees me exist, he admits softly. I don't breathe for a second. Same, I whisper. The silence after that feels warm, not awkward, shared. For a moment, I forget that the world outside this one exists at all. But morning always comes. Derek corners me by the lockers this time, slamming me against the cold metal just for a laugh. My shoulder throbs where it hits the lock hinge. His friends cheer him on like it's a sport. Oops, didn't see you there, genius, he says, grinning. I stare at him, expression blank. Yeah, you never do, I say quietly. He blinks, thrown off for half a second. Then he smirks again. Watch the attitude. When they finally walk away, I stay pressed against the locker, breathing slow, letting the noise of the hallway drown out the ringing in my ears. The bruise on my shoulder burns. At lunch, I cover it with my hoodie. That night, I log in early again. Rough day? Define rough. One of those everything sucks and people are trash days? Something like that. Then we fight monsters until it stops hurting. Deal? Deal. And we do. We fight. We talk. We laugh. He tells me about his dreams, how he wants to stream full-time, how he hates pretending he's fine when he's not. I tell him small things, how silence can feel safer than honesty, how I'm tired of being invisible. He doesn't mock me. He just listens. For the first time in a long while, someone actually does. Hours later, when I finally close the game, my reflection stares back at me from the black screen. I look exhausted but lighter somehow. Lyrics feels real. Alan doesn't. And that scares me a little, because Lyrics has a friend. Alan just has bruises. There's a strange kind of silence that only exists at 2 a.m. The world goes dim. The house settles. And all that's left is the low hum of my computer fan and Rogue King's voice in my headset. He's talking again, not about the game this time, but about life. His voice is quieter than usual, softer around the edges. I don't get people, they act fake all the time. Pretend to like each other. Pretend to care. It's exhausting. He says. I shift in my chair, pulling the blanket tighter around my shoulders. Yeah, it's easier online. I murmur. Exactly, he says, a smile in his tone. You just are. You say what you mean, and if someone gets it, they stay. If they don't, they leave. No drama. I glance at the pixelated campfire glowing between our avatars. You ever worry they'd leave if they knew the real you? He hums thoughtfully. Maybe, but I think the right people don't. I swallow. You sound sure. That's how it happens, slowly. The game stops being just a game. We talk every night about everything. Parents, dreams, the future, random trivia. He sends me screenshots of weird glitches, memes, his favorite music. I send him strategy guides and screenshots of our wins. Somewhere between shared laughter and quiet midnights, something shifts. He starts calling me coach less and lie more. And one night, between rounds, he says it. I think I'm in love with you, lie. The world freezes. The loading screen blurs. I don't breathe for a long moment. You what? He laughs nervously. I know it's dumb. Okay? I've never even seen your face, but I don't care. You make everything feel better. Like I'm not just faking my way through life. My heartbeat trips over itself. There's no one here but me. No crowd, no witnesses. Just that voice in my ear saying the one thing I never thought I'd hear from anyone. I type slowly. You're serious? Yeah. I'm not good at saying things right, but I mean it. Something in me cracks open. All the walls I've built between the real and the unreal. I should correct him. Remind him that this is just pixels and static. But instead, I whisper, me too. There's silence. Then a breathy laugh through his mic. Really? Really? The way he says my name after that, soft, like a secret, feels more real than anything outside my screen. Days blur after that. He calls me babe half-jokingly. I call him idiot half-affectionately. We quest together, cook virtual food over campfires, send emotes that look like hand-holding. It's dumb and sweet and absolutely everything I didn't know I needed. In game, I'm brave enough to tease him, to flirt, to let someone care. In real life, I still flinch when someone shoves me in the hallway. Gym class, Wednesday. I'm heading toward the locker room when Derek blocks my path. His smirk is sharp as always. Hey, robot brain, you skipping dodgeball again? I have a doctor's note, I say, keeping my voice flat. I try to move past him, but his hand hits my shoulder, hard, shoving me into the concrete wall. The impact knocks the breath out of me. He laughs. Guess that note didn't cover walking. The class laughs with him. I just stand there, numb. It's easier to go quiet than to break. He walks away like nothing happened. My ribs ache when I breathe, and I can already feel the bruise forming. I tell myself I'll be fine. I always am. That night I log in. Rogue King's already waiting. Lie. You okay? You sound tired. I try to keep my voice even. Just a long day. Want to talk about it? No. Let's just play. He hesitates, then says softly, all right, but I'm gonna beat you in damage output tonight. You've been saying that for a month. This time for real. He dies 5 minutes later. I laugh and it hurts. In my chest, not my ribs, because I shouldn't be here smiling while my body still feels the echo of a shove. I shouldn't need someone I've never seen. But when he groans dramatically, babe, avenge me, I can't stop the warmth that rises in me. You're hopeless, I say. And yet you keep saving me, he shoots back. So who's the real fool here? Me. Always me. Later, when the match ends and the world quiets again, we sit together by the same pixelated campfire as before. He tells me about how he hates fake people and loves the few who are real. Smart ones, he says. The kind who see through the noise. If he only knew how small I am outside this world. How I let people walk all over me because it's safer than fighting back. How the same voice that calls me babe here might be laughing at me in the hallway tomorrow. He says, you okay, Lie? You went quiet. Yeah, just lag. I whisper. Don't worry, he says with a grin I can hear. I'll wait for your signal. I almost tell him. I almost say I think you already know me, and you'd hate me if you did. But the words freeze somewhere behind my teeth. Because here I'm not a bruise. Here I'm a legend. So I just whisper, thanks, Rogue, and watch the fire flicker between us. Some nights feel too perfect to be real. This one starts like that. Easy laughter, glowing screens, no bruises in sight. Just me, Rogue King, and the soft hum of our shared silence between matches. He's talking again, animated as always. Babe, my teacher assigned this dumb group project today. Guess who I got paired with? I smile, leaning back in my chair. If you say someone terrible, I'm already sorry for you. Oh, he's the worst. Total nerd. Top of every class. Talks like he swallowed a dictionary. My fingers still on the keyboard. Yeah, I say carefully. Yeah, he's like super quiet. Just stares at people. I tried to make a joke and he didn't even react. Thinks he's better than everyone. Kind of freaks me out. The laughter in his voice is light, teasing. Mine isn't. I stare at the screen, every sound suddenly too sharp. My own breathing feels too loud. What's his name? I ask, voice calm. Too calm. He chuckles. Alan. Something. Whatever. You know the type, right? For a moment, everything freezes. My mouse slips from my hand and hits the desk with a dull thud. No, can't be. He keeps talking, oblivious. Anyway, the guy's probably gonna do all the work himself, which, hey, I'm not complaining. Smart people like that need someone to balance them out. You know? My heart is pounding so hard I can barely hear him. Every word feels like glass in my throat. He laughs again, that familiar, careless laugh. The same one that echoes down my school hallways. The same one that follows every bruise. Derek. It's Derek. All this time. The same boy who shoved me into lockers, who tripped me in front of everyone, who made me afraid to exist. He's been calling me babe online. My mind spins. The room tilts. I taste something bitter in the back of my throat. Betrayal, humiliation, disbelief. He's still talking. You're quiet tonight, babe. Lag. Right? Sure. Let's call it that. My hands shake as I type. I think I need to log off. Not feeling great. Okay. Did I say something? I stare at his message until my vision blurs. My cursor hovers over the logout button. If I stay, I'll say something I can't take back. If I leave, I'll still hear his voice in my head. Both of them. But right now, I just can't breathe. Yeah. Just bad connection. Then I hit disconnect. The screen fades to black. For the first time in months, the quiet feels suffocating. Morning comes too soon. I walk into school like a ghost. Everything looks the same, lockers, noise, laughter. But I see it differently now. Every sound feels sharper. Every glance heavier. And there he is, Derek, the real Rogue King, leaning against the wall with his friends, smirking like the world belongs to him. When he spots me, he grins. "Morning, robot brain," he says, bumping my shoulder hard enough to sting. The impact almost knocks me off balance. I steady myself, blinking. He laughs, that laugh, and it's all I can do not to flinch. It's the same voice that called me babe in a world that felt safe. The same voice that told me I was the only one who gets it. The same hands that shoved me are the ones that reached for me across a glowing campfire. He walks away, still talking to his friends. I stand there in the hallway, my pulse a steady roar in my ears. Part of me wants to scream, to grab him and ask why. Why he could be so kind in one world and so cruel in another. Why he could love me as Lyrics and hate me as Alan. But I don't. Not yet. I just breathe, slow, measured, and keep walking. At lunch, I sit alone in the corner of the library. My food goes untouched. The bruise on my shoulder still aches, but it's nothing compared to the one in my chest. I open my phone and scroll through our old messages. "You make everything feel better. You're my safe zone. You're the only one who gets me." Every word feels like a lie now. Or maybe not a lie, maybe a glitch. A cruel, stupid glitch between the two worlds we built. He loved the version of me who never existed. And I loved the version of him that couldn't survive the real one. That night, I don't log in. The headset stays on my desk, silent. The glow from the monitor doesn't tempt me. My inbox fills with messages. Pings I can't bring myself to open. "You okay, babe? Did I do something?" "Yes." But not something he'd ever understand. I turn off the monitor. The darkness feels cleaner. The next day at school, he tries again. Another shove, another laugh. "Hey, Alan. You still breathing under all those books?" I look at him, really look at him. His grin is the same one I used to find comforting when it came through my headset. Now it's just sharp and hollow. I want to hit him. I want to disappear. Instead, I just stand there. "Yeah, still breathing," I say quietly. He frowns at my tone, like he senses something off. But I don't give him the satisfaction of a reaction. Not this time. I walk away before he can say anything else. The hallway hums with noise, but inside my head, it's quiet again. The kind of quiet that comes before a storm. Because I know this can't go on forever. Not the silence. Not the lie. Not the two worlds colliding. Not me. It's easier to delete someone than to forget them. One click, one confirmation box, and they're gone. Except, of course, they're not. When I hover over Rogue King on my friends list, my hand trembles. His status reads online. That little green circle used to mean comfort. Now it just feels like poison. "Are you sure you want to remove this player?" I stare at the prompt. The cursor blinks, waiting. I imagine his voice. "Yo, lie!" Ready to cue. Cheerful, warm. So completely unaware of the damage he's done. "Yes." I whisper to no one. Click. Gone. The list refreshes. The name disappears. Silence fills the space where he used to be. At school, everything feels sharper and slower at the same time. Derek still exists, of course. Same smirk, same lazy strut, same group of idiots laughing at his half-hearted insults. But something's different. Me. When he shoulder checks me in the hallway, I don't flinch. When he mocks my robot brain, I don't look up. When he sneers, "You ever talk? Or are you just programmed for silence?" I just walk past him. He hates it. I can tell. Bullies feed on reaction. Take that away, and they choke on the quiet. By the second week, his jokes sound forced. By the third, he stops trying. Sometimes I catch him watching me across the hall. Not angry, not smug, just confused, like he's seeing something new for the first time. Good. Let him be confused. Let him wonder what changed. Because for the first time, I'm not living like a ghost in my own life. Nights are quieter now. No headset, no voice echoing through the static. But the silence doesn't suffocate anymore. Feels clean. I start practicing again, solo runs, tournament ladders, custom drills until my fingers ache. Without him, the game feels colder but sharper. I'm not Lyrics the boyfriend anymore. I'm Lyrics the player. I sign up for local tournaments under my old guild tag. The first match, my hands shake. The second, I find rhythm. By the third, I'm unstoppable. Every victory feels like reclaiming something I didn't know I'd lost. Not revenge. Not ego. Just control. When the results go up and my username sits at the top of the leaderboard again, it's not joy I feel. It's relief. Like I've come home to myself. But he still tries. Rogue King, or Derek. Whatever name fits him now. Every few days, I see a new DM request pop up. Different usernames, all the same voice. Hey Lyrics, it's me. I know you blocked me, but please just talk. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I don't open them. Not one. I read the previews, though. I'm human. He doesn't understand that sorry doesn't fix the bruise he put there. Not just on my skin, but on my trust. He says he didn't know, but ignorance isn't innocence. He hated me in daylight and loved me in pixels. He just never connected the two. And now, he wants forgiveness like it's a game reward. No, not yet. Maybe not ever. At school, he's quieter too. He still hangs out with the same people, but he laughs less. Sometimes he looks like he wants to say something, but when our eyes meet, he looks away. I don't hate him. I wish I could. Instead, I just feel tired. Tired of existing in halves. Tired of being a secret to myself. It's a Friday afternoon when I finally feel the shift. Small but undeniable. I'm in the library, headphones in, working on a research paper. The words come easily. The noise around me fades. When the final bell rings, I realize I haven't thought about him in hours. That's what healing looks like, I guess. Not fireworks, not closure, just space. Space where pain used to live. That night, I log into ethereal realms again for the first time in weeks. My guild chat explodes with greetings. The world feels the same. Glowing forests, floating ruins, the hum of mana in the air. But I'm different. I run a solo raid. My movements are cleaner. My aim sharper. Every strike lands with precision. Every dodge feels instinctive. Halfway through the boss fight, I notice a player watching from the edge of the map. The username is unfamiliar, but I know the pattern, the awkward footwork, the way he spins his camera too fast. Rogue King. Of course it's him. He doesn't approach. He just stands there, hesitating, as if waiting for permission that won't come. After a minute, he drops a health potion near my feet. A peace offering. I ignore it. Finish the fight. Log out. The screen fades to black again, but this time, I'm not drowning in it. I'm steady. Whole. In the dark reflection of the monitor, I catch my own eyes. Not Lyrics's. Not the quiet boy who hid behind silence. Just mine. For the first time, I don't look away. I'm done hiding, I say softly. No one answers. And for once, I don't need them to. It's been weeks since I deleted him. The bruises faded. The whispers at school died out. My name even made it onto the regional leaderboard again, Lyrics top 10 back from the dead. That should have been enough. It almost was. Until the announcement. The school esports club is hosting an Ethereal Realms tournament. Sign-ups open today. I didn't plan on joining. I told myself I'd moved past that world. The one that made me feel alive and broken all at once. But when I walked past the sign-up sheet and saw the game's logo, my fingers moved on their own. Player tag, Lyrics, team, solo entry. I guess I needed one last run. One final match to prove I wasn't just surviving. I was winning. Tournament day comes fast. The gym smells like dust, cheap energy drinks, and nerves. Dozens of monitors line the stage, each glowing with familiar worlds. The noise of keyboards clacking fills the air like rain. My setup is perfect. My own mouse, my old headset, that small scar on my thumb resting against the spacebar. Feels right. I'm halfway through a warm-up match when someone takes the seat across from me. I don't look up until I hear his voice. "Didn't think you'd actually show," Derek says. I freeze. My hand stills on the mouse. He's in the same bracket. Of course he is. Life loves irony. He looks different, or maybe I'm just seeing him clearly now. The cocky grin is weaker. The eyes, tired. He's trying to play it cool. But his hands twitch on the mouse like he's already losing control. "You play?" I ask, tone neutral. "Started a while ago, got pretty good. Usernames." He stops. His throat moves. "Never mind." I look at him. Just once. Long enough for him to realize I already know. The color drains from his face. The first round starts. We're not matched yet, but the monitors are side by side, showing our games in real time. I can feel his gaze flicker toward mine every few minutes. He knows. And now I know he knows. The match commentary blares through the speakers. Lyrics takes the high ground again. Classic tactical move from our reigning regional champ. The crowd cheers. I focus on the rhythm. Click, dodge, strike, heal, repeat. The game is muscle memory, control, clarity. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Derek's screen. His playstyle is messy but passionate, all reckless energy. It's him. The same boy who used to shout into the mic when things went wrong, who'd call me coach just to make me laugh. My chest tightens. I shake it off. Round 1. Round 2. Round 3. I win each one clean. He fights his way up the bracket too. By some twisted symmetry, we meet in the finals. The crowd quiets as the match loads. I can feel his eyes on me. Not cruel. Not mocking. Just heavy. Like every unspoken word between us is sitting on his tongue. "Alan," he says quietly, "before we start, don't..." I cut in. "Let's just play." He nods. No more words. The countdown begins. Fight. Our characters spawn on opposite ends of the map. Lyrics and Rogue King. I almost laugh at the poetry of it. The arena glows with shimmering blue light, mirrored shields reflecting each strike. He plays hard. Smarter than before. His movements are careful, deliberate. He's learned since we last played together. But so have I. Every parry, every counter, feels like a conversation. His dagger swings, "I'm sorry." My block lands, "You should be." He heals, "Please listen." I strike, "You had your chance." The match lasts longer than any I've played. It's almost beautiful, the rhythm, the balance, the tension. Like we're dancing, and neither of us wants to stop. But eventually I see the opening. One clean hit. One critical strike. Victory. The crowd erupts, but I barely hear them. My screen flashes with the results, bright and final. Across from me, Derek takes off his headset slowly. His face is pale. His eyes are glassy, raw. "Your lyrics," he says, though it's barely a whisper. "I was not anymore," I answer. Afterward, I pack up my gear. He lingers by the stage, watching me like he's afraid to speak. When he finally does, his voice cracks. "You were right to delete me." I stop. He swallows hard. "I didn't know it was you, but that doesn't make it better. I was an ass. He laughs bitterly. "You're the only person I've ever been real with, and I didn't even know who you were." I look at him, the boy who made my life hell, and the one who made me feel seen through a screen. Somehow they fit in the same skin. I don't say anything. There's nothing that would make sense right now. He takes a shaky breath. "I don't expect you to forgive me. I needed to tell you I'm sorry. For everything. For not seeing you when you were right in front of me." My throat tightens. I should hate him. I probably still do in some way. But I also see the truth in his eyes. Raw, messy, real. "I believe you, but I'm not ready to forgive you," I say quietly. He nods, eyes glistening. "I'll wait." I shoulder my bag, heart pounding. "Don't wait. Just change." As I walk out of the gym, the sound of the crowd fades behind me. Outside, the evening air is cold, crisp. I breathe it in, clean and sharp, like a reset. The tournament banners flutter in the wind. Somewhere behind me, I hear Derek's voice. Faint, laughing awkwardly at something someone said. I smile to myself. Not because it's funny, but because it means life's moving on. For both of us. In games, patch notes fix broken things. Balance updates, bug removals, performance tweaks. I guess this is mine. Not perfect, not clean, but better. Stable. For now. It's been a week since the tournament. You'd think the noise would have died down by now, but it hasn't. Not in my head, at least. The match replays in my mind every time I close my eyes. Derek's face when he realized, my name flashing on the victory screen, the silence that followed. He didn't talk to me afterward. Didn't try to corner me or force an apology again. Just gave me space. And yet, every time I log into ethereal realms, I see his username. Not Rogue King anymore, just Derek RK. He never sends invites, never messages, just hovers in the same server. Waiting. Tonight I decide to stop running. When the login screen fades, I spawn in the same meadow we used to hang out in. Pixelated sunlight spilling over tall grass, the faint hum of magic in the air. The place feels both ancient and familiar, like a memory that refuses to fade. Then he appears. His avatar materializes across from me, hood pulled low, weapons holstered. For a second, neither of us moves. The silence stretches. Didn't think you'd show. Neither did I. He laughs. A short, nervous sound that doesn't quite reach confidence. Guess I deserved that. Maybe. He looks around the meadow, then back at me. One more match. I should say no. I really should. But something about the way he asks, not cocky, not playful, just hopeful, makes me type back before I can stop myself. Fine. One last game. We queue together. The match loads. And suddenly, it's like we've stepped back into a time before everything fell apart. Before bruises, before lies, before I knew who he really was. Except now, everything's different. The arena glows with silver light. Ruined pillars stretch toward a stormy sky. Our characters stand across from each other. Lyrics and Rogue King. Two ghosts finally facing what's left. The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, fight. He charges first. Typical Derek, no patience, all heart. His daggers flash in a wild arc, and I parry without thinking. Still too good for me. Still too reckless. He laughs in voice chat. You missed me, admit it. Maybe I missed the part of you that could laugh without hurting someone. I reply quietly. He freezes for half a second, enough for me to land a clean hit. But I pull back. It's not about damage anymore. He catches his breath. I didn't mean to hurt you. Not as Derek. Not as Rogue King. I swear if I'd known, you would have stopped? Or just hidden it better? I cut in. The question hangs heavy between us. He sighs. I don't know. I was an idiot. Still am. But I meant everything I said when I was with you in the game. That was the only time I wasn't pretending to be someone else. I take a slow breath. My next strike hits hard, not for the points, but for the truth it carries. You didn't need to be someone else. You just needed to be better. He flinches. I'm trying. I know. And I do. I can hear it. Not in his words, but in his tone. Softer. Real. The same voice that once called me lie like it meant something. The fight continues, slower now. We trade blows like confessions. Every dodge feels like forgiveness. Every strike, a reckoning. He disarms me once, a clean move but doesn't follow through. Instead, he backs away, breathing hard. Funny, the first time we fought, I wanted to impress you. Now I just don't want to hurt you again. He says. I retrieve my blade. Then don't. He gives a small, crooked smile. Guess that's the real win condition, huh? We circle each other for another minute. Two players who fought too long to care about scoreboards. Then instinct takes over. One last opening. One final strike. The blade connects. Victory, lyrics. The screen flashes bright gold. But there's no cheering, no rush of adrenaline. Just stillness. He exhales softly through the mic. You win again. It's not about winning, I say. I know it's about ending it right. He murmurs. We let the silence sit for a while. The arena timer ticks down, the glow fading. Then he says, almost to himself, "You made me want to be someone worth playing beside." My throat tightens. Then do it. In real life, that's where it counts. He laughs quietly. "You sound like a quest prompt." I can't help but smile. "Then take the quest." "Already did," he says. "Just waiting to level up." When the timer hits 0, the match fades to the familiar meadow. No scoreboard, no ranks. Just us, two players standing under digital sunlight. "Thanks for logging in." "Don't thank me. Earn it." He nods. "I will." Then his avatar salutes. Clumsy, awkward, but sincere before logging out. The moment he disappears, the meadow feels impossibly still. For a second, I wonder if I'll miss him again. Then I realize I already do. But it doesn't hurt this time. Because now I know the difference between pain and closure. Between losing someone and letting go. I sit back from the monitor. The reflection in the dark screen stares back. Tired eyes, steady breathing. No shadows chasing me. He was my opponent. My lesson. My glitch in the system. And maybe, somehow, my patch too. The night air feels heavier than it should. Maybe it's just me. Lungs full of leftover adrenaline. Head still echoing with game sounds that don't exist anymore. The final match ended hours ago. But it's still playing somewhere behind my ribs, looping quietly. I should have gone home. But instead, I'm standing outside the venue, staring at the reflection of the glowing, ethereal realms banner on wet pavement. My backpack hangs off one shoulder, tournament badge still around my neck. And then I hear it, footsteps behind me. I don't need to turn around to know it's him. Alan. His voice is softer now. Not the Derek who used to shout across hallways or curse into microphones. Just Derek, stripped of the armor, the swagger, the noise. I turn. He's there, hands shoved deep in his jacket pockets, hair falling into his eyes. He looks nervous. Not guilty. Not performative. Just scared. "Hey," he says. "Hey." I answer, because anything else feels too heavy. For a moment, we just stand there. The city hum filling the silence between us. "I didn't expect you to wait," I say finally. "I almost didn't." His laugh comes out short, shaky. "Took me like 5 laps around the block before I convinced myself you wouldn't just walk away. Would have been easier if I had." "I know, but you didn't," he says quietly. He takes a breath, exhales hard, and steps closer. His voice shakes when he starts talking. "I meant what I said in the game, Alan. All of it. I was a coward. At school, I hated the way you made me feel. Like I wasn't in control. You were everything I pretended not to care about. Smarter, kinder, untouchable. So I did what I knew best. I tried to make you small. I hurt you because it made me feel big." He stops, eyes darting down, shoulders tensed. "But when I met Lyrics, I didn't know it was you, but I finally liked the person I was around you. And when I realized it was you, he swallows. "I couldn't forgive myself. I still can't." The air between us feels thick. My chest tightens. Part of me wants to tell him to stop, to leave the apology unsaid so I can keep the distance I built. But another part of me, smaller, quieter, wants to believe him. I fold my arms. "You think saying sorry fixes everything?" "No," he says quickly. "I think it's just the start. I know you don't owe me anything, Alan. But if there's even a small chance." He stops himself, searching for words. "If there's a way to try again, I want to earn it." His eyes find mine then. There's no smugness left. No defense. Just something raw and uncertain, like the truth finally fits him. I look at him for a long moment. My brain lists reasons to walk away. My heart doesn't listen. "I don't forgive easily," I say finally. "I don't expect you to," he whispers. "But I believe people can change." His breath catches, like those words alone might break him open. He takes a small step closer. "I'm trying." I nod. "Then keep trying with me." For a heartbeat, neither of us moves. The wind picks up, cold against my face. Then his hand lifts, slow, careful. like he's giving me time to stop him. I don't. When our lips meet, it's not perfect. It's hesitant, trembling, and way too human. But it feels real, full of apology, forgiveness, and everything we never said right. It's not a fairy tale kiss. It's a restart. When we finally pull apart, he presses his forehead against mine and lets out a shaky laugh. You know, this would be easier if you weren't always right. I smile. You'll get used to it. A few weeks later, the rhythm of my life settles into something new. Not normal, not perfect, just ours. Derek comes over most evenings now. Not to talk about the past, though sometimes we do, but to just be. We still argue over small things. Takeout orders, controller preferences, who gets the better chair. But the tension that used to poison the air is gone, replaced by something lighter. Tonight, he's sitting next to me at my desk, headset on, squinting at the screen like he's trying to summon divine intervention. Okay, hear me out, that hit didn't count. My screen glitched. He says, it didn't glitch, you just missed. I say, biting back a grin. Lies. I'm filing a formal complaint with the universe. Go ahead. But I'm still carrying you. I say. He throws his hands up. You're impossible. I smirk, leaning back. Still can't win without me. He laughs. The sound warm, unguarded, the kind that fills the room instead of cutting through it. Good thing I like having you on top of the leaderboard. I roll my eyes. You're never dropping that joke, are you? Never, he says, grinning. We turn back to the screen. Our avatars stand side by side in the familiar world. Lyrics and Rogue King reborn. Not legends, not enemies, just two players who finally learned how to play on the same team. The soft hum of the computer fills the space. I glance at him, and he meets my eyes with that same quiet smile. The one that doesn't need words. For the first time in a long time, I don't feel split between worlds. No masks, no lies, just this moment, imperfect, messy, real. The game countdown begins again. And for once, I'm ready.